like my whole body was swelling up. Like my feet was swelling up, my head was swelling up. I thought that I was gonna die. What's up, my ninjas? Welcome or welcome back to my channel. My name is HawaBunga. Today I'm going to be doing a chit chat and a fall makeup look, and I'm going to be using all drugstore products. So all of the products that I'm using is going to be affordable and linked down below. So basically doing a life update, but more so talking about sickle cell and dealing with a chronic illness and traveling and tips that I have, because I have a sickle cell community here on my channel and they're like, hey, can you do more sickle cell content? And I'm like, okay. Yeah, so I also got a mimosa. Cheers. Cheers to good life. Okay, let's hop right into the video. I actually was supposed to do my eyebrows off camera because I can't talk and do my eyebrows. I don't know. So I'm going to do my eyebrows with this eyebrow pencil. It's from the Minted collection, or from the Minted brand, and I'm gonna go ahead and do that real quick and speed this part up, and then we'll hop right into the topic. Never felt the way about no. So yeah, if you don't know, I have a chronic illness called sickle cell. I did a whole video talking about my sickle cell, how I grew up with sickle cell, how I'm living with sickle cell. Check it out on my channel. I'll link it up here and also at the end. But now I'm just kind of doing a life update. I already carved out my brows, so now I'm gonna go in with this e.l.f. primer on my things. And basically I also got some questions from people that I'm kind of just going to answer as well. But so far as a life update, I've been doing pretty well with my sickle cell. It is October, and I think this year I've only had maybe 2 sickle cell crises. Here and there I get, like, I call them mini crises, where I will feel like I'm getting a crisis. Like I will feel my body start to get a sickle cell crisis, but I kind of know what I need to do to kind of calm it down so it doesn't escalate or that I have to go to the hospital. Typically when I feel myself having a crisis or I'm having a mini crisis, I will drink a lot of water. If I have pain medicine, because typically my doctor will prescribe me pain medicine to take at home. If I don't have a prescription, I will take over-the-counter medicine, extra strength, and then I will kind of just relax, and I will boost my body with vitamins, folic acid, things like that. I also have like a resource template that I put together for moms who have a child that have sickle cell, or if you have sickle cell and you just need resources and help. I put together a little package, and it's actually in my description box, so you can check that out. Right now I'm not currently taking any like ongoing medicine other than my typical vitamins, and I don't like this new concealer. Like, I'm going to use this because I don't really like it. Somebody had asked me what type of sickle cell I have. I'm going to put it on the screen. I always forget. I just started really learning about my sickle cell a few years ago when I met my current hematologist. It's crazy because before I met him, I didn't know that much about my sickle cell or about sickle cell that I thought I knew. Like, a fun fact, I don't have a spleen, which I mentioned in my other video, and how sickle cell works and how it affects your body. And mine is very rare. It's rare, but it's not rare, if that makes sense. Like, I don't have as much sickle cell crisis as other sickle cell patients do, because I have like an extra, I don't know what it's called, like a chromosome or something like that, that's connected to my blood. I mean, that's connected to mine. So it's a little bit different, but for the most part, it's the same. Like, you can live a full life with sickle cell. I think it's just as long as you learn your body, and if you have a kid with sickle cell, learn their body, learn what helps them, do your research. Like, even when I'm out drinking, I'm very cautious of how much I'm drinking. I'm cautious of making sure that I'm staying hydrated, because everyone knows dehydration is what can cause you to have a sickle cell crisis. And I think it's one of the dumbest ways to get a sickle cell crisis. And knowing when you're about to have a sickle cell crisis, the signs of having a sickle cell crisis, I feel like a lot of people are different, but like the signs are, you know, body aches, just like fatigue, being super tired, feeling really, really cold. I get questions a lot about how do I travel with sickle cell. I'm gonna go in with this foundation stick. It's gonna be my first time using it, so I hope it's good. Okay, not bad. It smells good. When I was younger, my doctors will always tell my mom to just be very careful and cautious with me. Like, they told her that I couldn't like really play sports or like travel that much, places that have like high altitudes, to kind of stay away. My mom did that for the most part. In the same sense, I thought that if I stayed active and then I got my body used to doing certain things, then it wouldn't affect me. You know what I mean? It wouldn't affect me as they thought it would. So when I was younger, I was still in activities. I did cheerleading, I did track, I did gymnastics, I did a lot of stuff. Like, even with traveling, I traveled a few times, and I did have a hard time traveling sometimes. Like, one time I went to Florida and I was in severe pain, and at the time I didn't know what it was because I was younger, but when I was on the plane, I was in severe pain. And then one time when I not recently, but in my adulthood, I was traveling to Hawaii, but we was actually stopping in California to Hawaii. I was in so much pain. I thought that I was going to die. Like, I was in so much pain. I thought my head was going to explode because it felt like I had so much. It just felt like I was swelling up. It felt like my whole body was swelling up. Like, my feet was swelling up. My head was swelling up. Like, I don't know if it was the altitude. I don't know what it was. I guess it had to be the altitude, but it was really bad. But I also wasn't drinking water like that. I also was drinking alcohol on the plane. That's not a good combination, especially for someone who has sickle cell. And I didn't really prepare for that trip, but that trip made me really realize, like, hey, when you're traveling, you have to take certain protocols and procedures so that you're good. So I drink a lot of water before my trip, during my trip, after my trip. Like, on the plane, even if I'm drinking, I won't have a lot. I wait to the last like 30 minutes of the flight to have a drink. I boost my body before any trip, like especially if I'm taking a plane, especially if I'm going somewhere with the altitude change. I take my folic acid, I take immunity boost. Like, there's little drinks, I'll put it on the screen, that you can get from the grocery store. They have immunity, it has detox, regular vitamins, my iron pills, things like that, to make sure that my body is like fully nutrients. I try to, like, I'm gonna be honest, I don't take my vitamins on a daily as much as I should, but like, but when a vacation is coming up, I definitely make sure that I take care of my body. Also, I don't want to get the vid or sick in general. I think that also helps with, like, if you're traveling or you have a big, like a wedding or a birthday or something coming up and you don't want to get sick. I would do these things you know, for those reasons. If I also pack stuff, so I pack the same thing. So I pack my vitamins, I pack my pain medicine, I pack my immunity boost. When I get to my location, I kind of make sure I know where the nearest like emergency like hospitals is. If I'm like in a resort, sometimes they have a nurse, or you know, they have a medical center nearby, things like that. I kind of like know where that is, just in case. I have my pain medicine, just in case. Stay hydrated, stay hydrated, stay hydrated, stay hydrated. I can't stress that enough. Just taking care of yourself and taking care of your body. And that's how you live a healthy, you know, long life in general. If I do have a sickle cell crisis while I'm on vacation, which has happened before. One time I had a sickle cell crisis while on vacation, and I didn't have any medicine, you know, and it was one of my bad ones too. Like, I have like minor sickle cell crisis here and there, and then I have really bad ones, and I had a bad one. I was in Cabo on a girls trip. I didn't have no medicine. My friends ended up, they was like, what else can help? I'm like, maybe something. They were like, maybe something natural. So they went and they got me some like CBD, THC, and I took that, and that actually did help with my pain a lot. A lot of times where I do have a sickle cell crisis is typically after I come back from vacation, and I just go to the hospital, go to the emergency room, and they give me, you know, the typical IV pain medicine, just manage my pain, watch over me, watch my numbers and things like that. Blood transfusion if I need it, blood transfer if I need it. The only time I had like super severe, really bad crisis and hospital stays is when I was pregnant with my son and my daughter. But with my son, it was worse than it was with my daughter. Something that happens, like get sick while you're on vacation or whatever, the best advice is just don't panic, because I think panicking will make it worse. Make sure you are prepared when you are traveling, so you won't have to, you know, so that you know what to do just in case, you know, anything happens, and you know where to go, and get yourself in the back to the best health possible, so that you can finish enjoying your trip. You know what I mean? Because if I spend money and I go on vacation, y'all know me, I love to travel, I love to go on vacation, and that's literally part of my lifestyle. Like, my happiness is traveling, seeing different parts of the world, exploring with my family, with my husband, with my friends. So if I couldn't go on vacation, I would be very depressed. And if I go on vacation, if I get sick, or if I can't enjoy my vacation, I'm gonna be sick. Like, sick, not physically sick, I'm just gonna be sick, because I'm not gonna be able to do what I like to do. And yeah, so we don't want that. So I gotta tell y'all. I was going to tell you other ways that you could have a sickle cell crisis. Other ways that I typically get a crisis is the weather change. I live in the DMV area, Washington, D.C., Maryland, Virginia, and we have different seasons. So typically when it's the colder seasons, I have more sickle cell crisis. Around those times, I just be cautious. I try to stay warm. I try not to go out as much when it's super cold outside. When I'm cold, I'm telling y'all, like, I always have a heater to stay hydrated. I like to drink tea and coffee, things that keep me warm. Altitude change causes you to have sickle cell crisis. Stress causes you to have sickle cell crisis. So stay as stress free as possible. Overexerting your body. Now that I'm 30 something years old, I know my body, and I know what works for my body and what doesn't work for my body, because it's like a thin line. Like, you're supposed to be active and you're supposed to enjoy life, but then you're also supposed to know your limit, and it's things that you're not supposed to do, but you can still do it as long as you're managing it well, and as long as you're not overexerting it. Like, for me, like working out, I know when, okay, this is too much, or I know that it's gonna be a domino effect. It's gonna cause me some pain later, so I don't even go there. It's no point. Like, no. Oh, this is so pretty. I have a new palette from Revlon. It has a lot of cute, pretty fall colors. Which one should I use? Sundown, Sienna. I like this orange color. Let me try that. But all in all, I feel like life is good. I feel like if you or your child or anybody, you know, have sickle cell or chronic illness, you can totally live life to the fullest. Live it up and don't have to, you know, worry about your illness, because it doesn't make you who you are. It doesn't, like, a lot of time, a lot of people don't even know I have sickle cell. I don't talk about it much unless, you know, someone asks about it, or if I'm talking about it on my channels on Instagram, because it doesn't make me and it doesn't like define me. I don't let it. I do like now to bring awareness to it and have a sickle cell community, people that I could talk to and relate to. All of my warriors out there, like, I love y'all. Make sure y'all subscribe. Let me know if you have any questions. Let me know if you need help with anything, and I'll try my best. I don't know everything about, you know, sickle cell. Like, I'm not, you know, like, I'm not a doctor or anything. Ooh, this is really pretty. Okay. I don't know everything about it, but I do know what I know based on how I live my life so far. Is we know the people that have sickle cell, we know how painful it is to have a sickle cell crisis. And I honestly don't wish it on nobody. I don't wish it on my worst enemy. Maybe it is. It's a couple of people I would like trade my sickle cell crisis with. Like, bitch, you get this crisis. So yeah, I don't think I have anything else. I just wanted to hop on here real quick, you know, while I do my makeup, just check in with y'all, my sickle cell warriors, my ninjas, my subscribers, my crew, all of y'all, just to give a little update on how I'm doing and how I'm doing with particularly sickle cell. Like, as far as life in general, child, life be lifing. Life be lifing, but at the end of the day, I still live a good life. I still live a pretty healthy life. Like, I don't get sick that often. So I'm just gonna finish up my makeup. Now I could really talk about my makeup. I put that brown in my eye, but now it's kind of taken away from the orange. So I kind of want to go back in with the orange on top, because it kind of turned into like a brick color. And I really like the orange. And I'm just going to put on some mascara. So I have the Maybelline Lash Sensational. Bitch, this shit kind of dried out. Yeah, this mascara is very comparable to Better Than Sex. I also have this mascara from Glossier, which is really good as well. But that's not considered drugstore, I don't think. Where do they even sell Glossier products at? Like, just at the Glossier store, I guess. I don't know. My bun is lopsided. Y'all ain't gonna tell me my whole bun is out here looking lopsided. What else I gotta do to my face? This is by Pink Lips. This is a loose setting powder and banana. A little bit in my cap, and I do like that. So if y'all have any specific questions relating to sickle cell or relating to my life in general, well, not my life in general, don't be nosy now, but related to like sickle cell and how I live day to day, or like if y'all want another update with anything more specific, then let me know. Maybe I can do a story time. Didn't get a face like setting powder, so I'm going to use this one from MAC. This is Dark Deepest finishing powder. I'm kind of like finish my skin off. But before I do my lips, I'm gonna set my face with this Fix and Set Makeup for Extended Wear by LA Girl. I really like how that comes out. It's like really, and it doesn't have a scent. Usually like sprays be having like some type of scent to it, and that doesn't. I like it, and I like how it sprays, like the sprout, like how it comes out is very misty. You know, sometimes it's harsh and it's like like why are you coming out like that? Like, I didn't ask for all of that. Oh, I have this NYX it's the eye pencil, but I use it for lip liner. It's in dark brown. I have that. I also have this Mented lipstick, and it's in the brownish shade. It's like the if I'm wearing clear gloss, that's the only time I like my gloss super glossy. Any other time, I like it to be like a subtle gloss. I don't know if that makes sense, but I like it to be a subtle gloss. But I think that's it for me. How y'all like it? And every little thing you do, never felt the way about no dude. Believe it when I say that I'm feeling you. It's so hard to find